Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Dan Azeez loses his titles, his British and Commonwealth titles, to Joshua Buatsi. Buatsi becomes a two-time British champ and wins the Commonwealth belt, and also wins a final eliminator for the WBA title. But both guys, class acts. I mean, both of them gave everything. Dan Azeez, he never stopped trying. He was absolutely exhausted by the end of the fight. Two of the judges had it 117, 111 to Buatsi. One had it 116, 110. I agreed with the 117, 111. That includes two knockdowns in the in the 11th round, where Buatsi did connect with punches and Azeez seemed to slip. One of them, the second one, was right on the bell. So he lost that round, like 10-7, which is why the cards look wider than the fight suggests. But there's no doubt Buatsi won the fight. And we knew at the start he was going to be slicker. Dan Azeez had very little amateur schooling. He actually lost his first amateur fight by getting knocked out in 30 seconds, and yet he's gone on to be Commonwealth. I think it's area level, English, British, Commonwealth, European. I mean, what a fantastic career he's having. And he's taken a world-class fighter, Joshua Buatsi, the distance, and really made him earn that win. For most of the 12 rounds, he was really making Buatsi work with sort of maximum effort. He was drawing the energy out of Buatsi, or trying to at least. And some of those rounds were swing rounds. They were close rounds. There's no doubt. I mean, the first 4 or 5 rounds, I think I had, after 5 rounds, I had Buatsi 4-1 up. But that didn't really tell the story, because they were real close rounds. And it was only, I would say, in the last third of the fight that Buatsi's technique began to sort of pay dividends. Now, early on, Buatsi was doing some really fantastic body work, really good body work, landing the punches to the body with both hands. And Azeez looked perturbed. His arms dropped a little to try and protect the body. It looked like that was the key to the door as far as Buatsi was concerned. But then I think it was the 5th or 6th round, they started to really exchange and had a right old tear up, and it was probably the best round of the fight. And Buatsi seemed to forget about the body and suddenly started headhunting. And I think that kind of cost him a little bit, because Azeez was able to, in the middle rounds, was able to sort of get back into the fight a little bit more. But it was gradually, it looked to me like Buatsi was fighting a more controlled fight, conserving energy, even though Azeez was making him fight, tough for quite a few of the earlier rounds. By the middle rounds, Buatsi seemed to have settled in, found a bit of a second wind, and was looking, okay, the last third of the fight, I'm going to start putting my foot on the gas. And that's precisely what he did. He managed to sort of push Buatsi back, was kind of beating him at his own game. Earlier on, Azeem was jabbing with Buatsi, which is great. You always jab with the jabber. He began in the last sort of, from rounds 8, 9, 10, his shape started to lose a little bit, started to flag a bit. He was clearly feeling the pace, sagging a bit. Maybe the early body punches were having an effect. He was losing his shape and not coming apart at the seams entirely, but he was getting clipped more. It's that simple. And with Dan Azeez, he sort of fights small because he's quite short for the weight. I think he's about 5'10", which is not particularly tall for a light heavy. But he crouches down and he likes to explode upwards, whereas Buatsi is more of a stand-up fighter and very sort of controlled and conventional. Great variety of punches from Buatsi. He's got every tool in the box. But Dan Azeez, bit more of a caveman, let's put it that way, okay? And gradually, the last third of the fight, I thought Buatsi was grinding Dan Azeez down. And like I say, the 11th round, there were 2 knockdowns. And the final round, you could see Dan Azeez came out looking to really, in the corner, Buddy McGirt says, you got to win this round. You got to win it big. You got to knock him out, basically. He went for it. The first minute, he was desperately tired, desperately trying to put it on Buatsi. but Buatsi started to just slap him around. And at one point in the final round, I thought the referee might step in. There's about a minute left, but I'm glad Dan Azeez made it to the end of the fight, because I think he deserved it. Absolute class from both fellas. Before the last round, they embraced. At the end of the round, they embraced again. And during the post-fight interview, Joshua Buatsi insisted that Dan Azeez was there so they could do their interview together. Very complimentary. Azeez, no excuses. He just said, hey, the better man won, which he did. You know, he's not living in la la land. He's being honest. Nothing wrong with that. He gave absolutely everything. And Buatsi, very, very gregarious in victory, very classy. You know, a few fighters could learn some things from these two fighters. And I'm thinking of you, Ben Whittaker, because don't even go there. Ben Whittaker, that bullshit he does. It's not my idea of entertainment. But anyway, that's a video for another time. But these two guys, love them both. Is it going to be a rematch? No, there was some talk of it for a world title. If Joshua wins a world title, he may well do so. I mean, he's no spring chicken anymore. Is he like 30, 31 or something like 30? But yeah, Dan Azeez is older. I think he's 34. So you do wonder whether how long it can go on for. But he's definitely got that spirit of Marvin Hagler. He admires Marvin Hagler. He's got the spirit of him. Not quite the skill or but you know, few people have the skills of Marvin Hagler, trust me. But he's a tough guy. Very, very tough guy. And maybe when the belts go up in the air, when Joshua gives up the British and the Commonwealth again, Dan can win them again. You just never know. Anyway, what did you think of the fight? I thought it was entertaining. Give me your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and whack that like button as well. I really do appreciate your time. I'm going to have a read of your comments. Good fight. I'll catch you later, and bye for now.